Jeez Louise, man.
Shitty little gremlin man. Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
I'm Shane.
We're back with the Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 8, chronologically, Episode 125.
How's it going, everybody? And we had Christmas yesterday. That's when we're filming this, and you'll get it a few weeks from now. But I hope everyone had a good one. Yeah, you'll get this after New Year, too. Damn. Early access, there you go. I've said that I've liked these episodes more than I did the first time I watched it, because the first time I watched it, I think I just wanted to get to the badass stuff. But there's been some, like, really mature dialogue and great animation. There's a decent amount of stuff to enjoy. It was a prison escape episode. Pretty cool, you know? They ended up back in the prison the last, like, 10 seconds.
Square one. I mean, it was kind of, in terms of moving the story forward, you kind of...
Well, it moved the characters.
It's like 2 steps forward and 1 step back, because they took it, they had the jailbreak, and there was a big action sequence, and you had all the friction between, it's not Trace.
Ahsoka and Rafa. Well, actually all of them at this point.
Well, I know, but at the beginning it was the elder sister that had an issue with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka calling her out on her issues, and Ahsoka trying to like, dodge the bullet in terms of her history with the Jedi Order and how they...
Yeah, we found that out, too.
Yeah. So they make the escape, they break out, they get caught again, get put right back in the cell. Right, okay. That was kind of all for naught, but they, Rafa is apologetic and a little more, understanding, and kind of like, oh, she's like, oh man, you're right in this respect. But we also, you mentioned the Night Sisters, not fucking Night Sisters. You call them the Night Sisters, the Night Owls.
You corrected me correctly.
I know.
With the Night Owls.
The Night Owls saw them.
Yeah, we also have, like, they're there, so they'll probably be, obviously, I don't know if they'll be a part of the breakout, but they'll be a part of the episode. And, now that you've seen Mandalorian and Ahsoka, like, Bo-Katan to you now you know she is a character. And she is a character, I'll tell you that. But, we also got to remember that they don't know she was a Jedi. Ahsoka.
The Martez sister.
The Martez sister, they don't know she's a Jedi, so that also developed, and now she's got to hide that, and that will, I imagine, come out, and it probably won't be good. So
I cannot imagine.
We still got some friction coming forward, but, I imagine they'll get over it.
Well, if they don't find out by Ahsoka telling them, I imagine if they're confronted by the Night Owls.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I really can't remember this. I might not even watched it. I might have half skipping this. So, anyways, guys, before we jump in, we appreciate you. We are going to start the Bad Batch after this because it's shorter. And I want Zach to be in Season 3 with me. And then we're going to do Rebels after that. If you want to support us, check us out on Patreon. We have 4-week early access and full-length uncut reactions. Let's jump in.
You made that big fucking mess. You get up.
Prisoners in peril. Former Jedi apprentice Ahsoka Tano befriended two sisters.
Little fucked up. I know what they're going for.
Maybe we could pretend to be sick or dead. What do you think we should do?
You need some ketchup. Snake.
Yes.
We're here because you convinced Trace to dump the spice, and she didn't.
I never told her to do that. Wait, so you're blaming me for this?
If we went through with my original deal, we'd be back on Coruscant counting our money right now.
But your original deal was the problem.
For you.
For me as well.
I'd be like, you only say that because Ahsoka's here.
What?
The two of you against me, when it was always just you and me, Trace.
I'm just siding with her. Only in this case, Rafa.
But I look out for you. She's your friend today, but what about tomorrow?
That avocado and sardines are there mixed together.
Good until she...
Avocado and eggs, though.
Yeah, that works. I do all the time. But we're trying to have like some fat and some protein.
Out of here. You need to trust me.
Me? Trust you. What choice do I really have?
Come with us.
I think you need to sound a little more snake-like.
So, are you ready to make a choice?
It reminded me a little bit of the aliens of Independence Day.
Yeah.
Those big, huge, fucking wide heads on the suits.
I want to cut a deal with you. Alone. What?
You would betray your friends.
Trust me. They're not my friends. They hid the spice off-world. I don't know where. Send them to go get it and give them 1 rotation. If they don't come back, I'll tell you where their family's from. That should motivate them.
Ahsoka, why would you say that? Because she's a snake.
And what do you get out of all of this?
Just my percentage.
Very well. You have 1 rotation. If you don't, I'll torture the information out of your friend here.
I won't forget this.
Another deception. I know, but I don't have much of a choice. My life depends on it as much as theirs.
You think he will find out about this?
He knows. He always knows.
Who is he talking about?
I don't know. I'm playing the Java.
Better be quick.
It might be, actually. Makes sense.
I don't see what Sidious would have to do with any of it.
Yeah,
I need my spice.
I didn't scan the Jedi leaving with the others. Keep watch. I want to know the instant she leaves the Citadel.
But she has no leverage. We don't have to go back.
What she did back there, giving herself up for us, that's rare. You don't see that much.
You mean that was her plan?
I thought that was clear. Trust me.
How is she gonna escape?
I don't know, but I'm not gonna let her try, because if she does, she'll hold it over my head.
So how do we rescue Ahsoka without getting captured again?
By delivering the spice, of course.
I sound like Anakin in episode 1. Or, no, that sounded like Kitster. Finishing the race, of course. You never won a race? Never even finished? Kitster's right. I will this time.
His doors open and close fast.
Yeah, they do.
Might as well do some good.
So, we're stealing spice from the Pikes to trade it back for Ahsoka?
There is no record of your shipment.
There must be some kind of mix-up. I'll clear it all up when I get on the ground.
Oh, okay. Copy that.
See?
Yeah, okay.
Or it was an alien or something.
One of those little fuckers. He's one of those guys in the pod racer.
Yeah. Ben Quadroneros.
Yeah. Was he the one with the family? Or was he a different guy?
That was a different guy.
Never done a special request.
Yeah, there's a
pickup.
little guy.
Yeah.
Oh! Yeah.
Then today is one of those very rarely situations.
But I can't just give it to you.
Hey, I'm following instructions. You should too. Start loading things up. I'm on a tight schedule.
But,
If it makes you feel better, go find your boss. Come on, guys. Let's get moving.
When you see that, you don't question how a guy got chopped in half in The Mandalorian episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
You are but one small piece moving in this mechanism
No, it's
that
not.
I have designed, and yet, when you falter,
Damn.
well, they're Jedi.
I don't know. None of my men made it out.
Well, then the answer is yes.
I forgot he was starting a crime syndicate.
He plays members of the collective against one another.
An efficient way to deal with our kind of business.
Surely Maul knows we do not jump to his demand.
Would you care to make that clear to him?
Mandalore. What's Maul doing there?
I knew you were no petty
Damn it.
smuggler.
What's it called? Arabesh. That looked really sharp, didn't it? Like a scratchy looking Arabesh.
Force choke some people or something. I mean,
Jedi.
ninja kick the damn rabbit.
Are your friends Jedi as well?
No, just me.
Shit.
He's holding a thermal detonator.
Yeah, she gonna blow it up or...
I cannot find it anywhere on the manifest for you to have this spice.
Rafa, not now. So where is this manager? Huh?
Rafa, stop!
You little liar.
He's right behind you.
All right. Ah,
You don't have authorization to be here. I'm shutting you down.
Yeah, of course. Makes sense. I got your manifest right here!
Yes, kill her.
Jeez Louise, man.
Shitty little gremlin man.
You know, they're ugly as hell. They gotta make a face that big.
I fucking know.
Like, oh, come. I'm talking about, like, what are those guys that wear, like, the ooga, like those masks?
Yeah, I don't know what they're called.
Kind of like the island tribal people. What are these laborers doing? You know what I mean?
Like the evil Oompa Loompas.
Yeah. You can't take the fight out of the lizard. He needs to be hunting in the jungle.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to be doing. Not doing this.
Working fucking shift work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you hear that? The noise you made sounded like a raptor.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
See ya, pal.
You just killed this man.
Come on! Who's next?
It's like a child. Is this like a Pike ran business, or is this like people using it as a cover and they're working within that place? Because if it was like a legitimate business, then
They're just stealing it.
yeah, then people would be after him.
Look, you don't have to execute her. We brought your spice back.
Foolish. We know you are both working for the Republic and this Jedi.
Jedi.
So it is true. The Jedi used you both. How unfortunate that your stupidity is so authentic.
Why didn't you tell me? How could I? Was a Jedi.
So you're not a Jedi.
I was trained, but I left.
You can do that?
Prepare to execute them all.
Hey, they brought,
Now is
as far as they know, they brought the spice.
You know when the time was?
You figured Rafa wouldn't bring her sister.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a thing to do.
Pretty impressive timing.
Yeah.
Shot in the ass.
After them, or we'll all suffer the consequences.
Just imagine like your first week, like all of us. Shit.
Got another one. Closing
That was-
point.
that was pretty cool. That was a good shot. That's an old trilogy shot.
I'm thinking right.
He got him.
It's like you gotta have a spotter almost.
We might have lost the rear deflectors, but we still have the front.
This isn't a good idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Ahsoka on this one.
Just play chicken. People who run crime syndicates can play chicken
Yeah.
because they do that on the way to the top.
That is so close. How could you not notice that shit?
Oh no, didn't look in the rearview mirror. Okay,
It's different the way Boba did it
yeah.
when he was on the back of the Star Destroyer.
Yep.
And they jettisoned in the trash and he just
Yeah.
kind of slyly came off and followed
Yeah.
them. They're just plainly following them.
So you're not going to arrest me for spice smuggling?
Why would I do that?
Don't you make a living tracking down criminals like me?
I was a Jedi. I don't understand. Why would anyone walk away from being a Jedi? It's complicated.
You might not think of yourself as a Jedi, but you act like one. Or at least how I want them to be.
Without you, we'd be done for. Jedi or not, I consider you my friend.
Isn't this sweet? Making friends?
How touching.
Don't worry. Death Watch is gone. And now, you and I have a common enemy.
Maul. But if I go down this path, I'm afraid where it might lead. You mean back to the Jedi?
Go. It's what you're meant to do.
Rafa's right. Let me keep my bike here, just in case. Deal.
Is that the exact same one she has in the?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it was my favorite out of the three because there were a couple like first I'll say I really liked it, but there were a couple when they were in the cell arguing again a little bit. Now I looked at the clock, it was less than a minute. It was a little redundant because I thought we resolved the relationship issues a little bit at the end.
I agree, but at the same time, in the last episode, you had a whole breakout scheme that just ended up right back where we started in the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
So, to me, in spite of that redundancy, which, Bob, to be honest, I'd completely forgotten about, the fight scene with the Trandoshan and the Goblin guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun and whimsical, but it was kind of like, I mean...
Yeah, it was fun, and they were like, you know, they were presented as kind of like these incompetent fighters.
Yeah.
Like both of them, like the Martez sisters.
Mm-hmm. But I like the story elements it gave us. I appreciated that a lot more than just a bunch of flash and bang. I like the tying Maul to the pikes.
Yeah, and we got to remember he does later on in Solo. He's leading the
Crimson Dawn.
The Crimson Dawn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's tied him to the pikes. Is elevated him as a villain, and you know it's brought Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
And the Night Owls or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it's brought them because they have a common problem. Because I mean,
well, obviously after Palpatine leaves off with Maul, he's setting Maul up to use him for this purpose, right? Because Maul he said, I have a reason, I can make use of you, basically, whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah, there's a comic, because they were going to do a series on it. Instead they did a comic because they didn't know they were going to get renewed. But it's about that. And I think he actually escapes.
So he was going to be used for something else?
Yes.
And he gets away?
And I guess there was a fight with Dooku, too.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it was great. But people have said you guys need to read that and do like a review, like a discussion on it. So maybe we can do that sometime. You know, he's still using his Sith training, which is what he did when he was with his brother. You know, like controlling powerful groups of people, trying to get as much power as you can. He did a great job. I mean, but he was going against like the Confederacy and the Republic. They were like the big groups. And he had control of the smaller groups.
Hit a little subgroup.
Yeah, they're criminal organizations, but they were still very small.
Yeah, but they're small but powerful, like small but effective. I guess because they have their place and their strength in the galaxy because of how many people feed off of. Well, how many people they feed off of.
Yeah, and Palpatine. It was enough for Palpatine to confront both of them. I mean, he killed Savage pretty quickly, and then it was a great fight. But he clearly was a dominant fighter. So. I love hearing Sam Witwer. I like that guy a lot. I love him. I think his best work is still The Force Unleashed, which is technically no longer canon, even though I think it could be. But he's great as Maul. I think he brought a lot to the character. I mean, I love the original guy, but, he didn't say too much.
No, he didn't. I mean, he had Maul had his place then.
Yeah, and I loved it.
And they made use of him now, so whatever.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking during the Trandoshan fight? The first thing I was actually thinking, I was like, I wonder how many Trandoshans leave their colony or whatever to like go off and just
Bosk is out bounty hunting.
Yeah, he's bounty hunting, and it feels like they would.
Which seems like from what I've read that's kind of a common trade for them.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It's like
they're hunting. They're still fulfilling some part of their nature.
Yeah, like the Krogans in Mass Effect, they are this kind of warlike species.
Yeah, big toad guys.
Yeah, they're kind of like this warlike species, and they kind of go down that line of work. And it's not always mercenaries; it could be assassins, it could be anything like
something with their mitts.
It's very rare for them to do that. So I imagine this Trandoshan, like you got all the testosterone and like frustration, and you're just fucking like.
Well, Trandoshans have testosterone though, because they're lizards. Do lizards have testosterone?
I don't know. I mean,
it's a mammalian trait, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe it's like.
It's with I thought with reptiles it had something to do with the brain, like
yeah,
just like a water boy, like water boy.
Yeah, the Abdul Oblongata, but we have no Abdul
We have that too.
Yeah.
I wonder if reptiles have an equivalent of testosterone.
Yeah, something to make them aggressive.
Yeah. You got to think about because how aggressive are reptiles though compared to mammals? Because a lot of reptiles, of course, a lot of animals too want to be left the fuck alone.
Yeah.
But how many of them are just outlandishly fucking aggressive? Like most of them are, like you said, ambush predators.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
crocs, they just hang out. They get fucking mean when they have to.
No, the alligators, that's in the Americas, yeah. So the crocs are way more aggressive than
alligators and caimans are Americas.
And China, right?
And China.
Yeah.
And then crocodilians are like Asia, Africa.
Africa, and they're in the sea.
Australasia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, actually.
That's interesting. I watched this movie about crocs the other day. It was about their evolution. Like how this crazy ladder that branches off in so many directions of how crocodilians evolved.
Yeah.
And the very small few, because the genetic variety of what we have today is very narrow compared to the vast tree that they came from. Because there used to be bipedal
Okay.
Crocs and shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's nuts. And
bipedal.
Yeah.
Not quadpedal, like.
No, they walked on their hind legs.
Crocs did.
Yeah.
Not
like strictly all Crocs did.
From that
there was a
evolutionary
branch
line.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a type of crocodile. I can't remember what the fucking name was. But then you had like the Sarasuchus or whatever the fuck it was, the humongous motherfucker that ate like dinosaurs and everything.
Yeah.
It was like it was how many? Can't remember how many meters long it was, but it's fucking huge.
That's scary to think about.
It's like 36 feet long or something. I don't know. It's like gigantic.
Yeah.
And kind of like in the beginning of Primal.
Yeah.
When he's out in that water and that one tries to eat him.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking huge. And then you had some of them that were kind of like greyhounds almost. They had these really long quadrupeds that could run, they estimate, pretty fast.
That'd be scary as fuck.
They're fucking nuts.
Can you imagine living back then?
I mean, just think about the things, like just how you'd experience them compared to the movies. They're talking about the Deinonychus, and one of them is they're talking about how dinosaurs evolved into birds and how the feathers and flight actually didn't start with animals just trying to fly. It came from the warmth and predator, like the way they would attack their prey.
Yeah.
So they already had those things developed, so it eventually just developed into flight, they believe. Well, anyway, it showed their example of a Deinonychus and how it would screech, whatever, it made like bird calls.
Yeah.
That alone, it doesn't have to sound like it does in Jurassic Park. Just imagine this fucking bird thing trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Like making those screeching noises and shit.
So yeah,
the crocodilians, the branch we have today, the ones that survived the extinction events, were the ones that were low to the ground, and they were semi-aquatic, like land and water.
Okay.
So they had adapted to live in like kind of both. I wouldn't say both extremes, but you know what I mean, in those kind of areas. And they made that example with a few of the animals that had survived those mass extinction events, like the kind of types of birds that survived. Yeah. And which would have been some type of dinosaur that eventually gotten to that point. And the same with, they're talking about whales too. By the time I got to elephants, I wasn't paying attention anymore. Yeah. I was burnt out. But the elephant one was interesting because it was like this dog thing that spent most of its time in the water.
The elephant?
Yeah. No. Sorry, the whale.
Okay. I did know a little about the whale.
Yeah, it's like this dog thing. And the greater like pastures, you might say, of water, and over time it got bigger. Yeah. And expanded. It's just fucking nuts.
What's interesting about the Younger Dryas event, which is I think the most recent extinction, great extinction, although they said in the past,
that would have been the last.
The past 100 years, I guess 30% of the Earth's known animals have gone extinct or some shit, which is kind of scary. So they're saying, we're going through a great extinction now. Yeah. But the last one, the Younger Dryas, which is something about 11,500 years ago, when there were advanced civilizations, allegedly, there was a extinction event that different things could have happened, but basically there was an asteroid that hit. I can't remember exactly where. It's like the glacier up in the upper Americas, and there was like all this flash flooding, all this other stuff. The sea level rose like, I don't know, like 40 feet in like 20 years or some shit. It was like fast. During that time, the Americas, we had our own elephant, we had our own rhino, we had like for some reason, I don't know why, the scariest thing in the world to me, that big ass sloth.
Yeah, dire wolves.
Yeah, we had and they all got wiped out, unfortunately. And in Africa, like all, the other continents, like a lot of them kept theirs, but the Americas, we lost a lot of our stuff here, which is just interesting to think. Oh, we had our own elephant. It was we had.
Well, I know we had the mastodons and the wood mammoths and shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was.
And then obviously the big cats, like bigger cats than we have now. Yeah, I mean, Smilodon. Yeah, the Smilodon. Yeah. Actually, no, I think that was 11,500. Oh, maybe it was. I don't know.
Sabertooth might have been before that.
Yeah, I think the Smilodon.
They might consider it.
And they had like this way bigger bear too.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
And dude, we had and it's funny, these things died out like 11,000 years ago. We had these massive what are they called?
Ground sloths or whatever. I can't
remember. I sent you that thing.
The ones that were digging the tunnels.
Yeah, and they were in like South America. They were digging these tunnels as big as this fucking room.
I know.
Can you imagine seeing those things 11,500 years ago?
Well, I guess
it's not that long ago.
I guess the nice thing to think about is that fucking sloth. It's not going to catch you unless you just stumble on it.
Yeah.
And then it could slowly.
Unless it was a ground sloth. It was something. It might have been a ground sloth. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's a ground. They call them ground sloth cave. I don't think it's a cave sloth. The bears were like a. Was it just called a cave bear?
I don't know.
It had the huge fucking teeth and shit.
I don't know, but like 20,000 years ago, there was like this big ass turtle that was like as big as a fucking like a Volkswagen, like a little mini V.
You sent me something about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking like that'd be so awesome, dude.
Well, just think about everything though. That'd be so fucking horrible back then. The size of the bugs.
Yeah, well, that was like 1,000,000 years ago, right?
Well, yeah, I guess that's
when
true.
the oxygen was higher.
Yeah.
Supposedly, I don't know if I believe that shit, but there were definitely big bugs at one time.
You don't know if you believe that shit about the oxygen?
I don't know, because I don't know how I feel about evolution, and I don't know how because of.
I don't know because I know that I've met Christians, and this isn't a knock on Christianity, but it's. I know I've met like one Christian in particular. I used to work with at Highback, and his opinion on like the Genesis story was it was very artistic. It was like a poetic telling.
Yeah,
it's not a literal like okay, Adam and Eve were in this garden, they fucked around, and an angel booted their ass out. And if you think about how angels look in biblical descriptions,
I saw you like the same thing.
Yeah, they do not look like people. They look like dude, their eyes everywhere.
Yeah,
they're like whales.
Well, they look like
about a man describing.
They look like they'd be like an interdimensional being.
Yeah,
almost,
think about that.
Or an extra-dimensional being.
Think about some fucking guy coming up to you in the street today and telling you that shit.
Because they always say, "Do not be afraid."
It's got fucking eyes, man. It's got eyes everywhere, and there's wheels.
Yeah,
and there's wings on the wheels. Like, so that makes me think that maybe they took on forms that were presentable.
Well, yeah, we know they definitely took on forms because that's in the Bible too.
Yeah.
But if they were just these fucking things on an Instagram post, I'd be like, what the hell? I'm gonna rate that.
Like old school fucking like hentai addicts.
Yeah.
They get started back then.
Dude, reptiles have testosterone. Testosterone is the major androgen in male lizards. And a role for testosterone in male aggression is supported in some species. Yeah, it's normally present in all animals. They even have estrogen. Most vertebrates, I think, have them. I don't think jellyfish do.
Well, I think jellyfish and... Well, actually, octopi aren't vertebrates either, are they?
Yeah, what do they do? I don't know.
Oh, smart little buggers, but...
They are.
I mean, probably not as comparatively smart as like a dolphin, I guess, but they have very good problem solvers, evidently.
Yeah, I mean, whales are too. I guess I saw some. I keep seeing headlines about these scientists have successfully had like a basic conversation with a whale using not sonar, but how do they speak? We have more conversations after you watch an animal documentary.
That's good. Cool. I like it.
I know. Well, I wanted to do multiple of these. I don't know how late you can stay up, so we should end this conversation.
All right.
But guys, we appreciate you. Hope you like this talk. Eventually, we want to do a podcast and do other stuff like this. So, if you don't want to wait till next week to watch the next episode, check out our Patreon.